Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's so nice to be here with you all tonight to introduce you to a nice night of meditation and an experience that I hope you all appreciate. So, my name is Nepal. I'm 23 years old. I'm from San Diego, California. And I've been in meditation, in this meditation, Sahaja Yoga, for pretty much my whole life, thanks to my parents. And I'm excited to be the MC for you tonight through a program that has live music, an experience for you of peacefulness, hopefully, and also some words by the founder of this meditation, Shri Mataji. Just I have a photo here for you. Um, so to recap what happened on the first session of this course on Monday, there was an introduction to Sahaja Yoga and a basic step-by-step guide to how to meditate. It's okay if you missed the lesson because we're going to do all that again today. For these first week of courses, we're going to do everything from the basics for everybody every time, so you don't miss anything or feel the need to have to go back to a different course. And with that, the theme for today is expand the silence. And expand the silence is a synonym for let's find that place of balance and inner peace where it feels like nothing matters and you are who you're supposed to be. I kind of consider meditation to be a way of looking at ourselves like a car. A car needs tune-ups when a screw gets loose or a part is shaky, and meditation is a way to kind of bring those things where they need to be and make sure that they're doing what they need to do. It's a way to assess yourself, see what might need support, and kind of almost in a way self-diagnose and help give yourself the boost that you might need on a daily basis. Um, and it's all to achieve a state that we call thoughtless awareness, where you know what happened in the past, you know the struggles, you know what happened, you know what you went through, and you know what you enjoyed, and you know what the future holds, you know what you have to do tomorrow, but you're in this moment right now today. So it's the state where you're aware of everything, but you're in the present moment. With that said, during this next 1 hour of meditation and music and program, just commit to it, enjoy it. Really just let yourself soak in what's happening and enjoy the experience. Um, all the sessions are recorded, they're an hour long. At the end of the program, we're going to show you the website where you can reference all the past programs, where you can rewatch this program if you want to. It's also playing on YouTube, so feel free to share this link with your friends and family if they want to watch now or later or a future program. With that said, one of the most important points about Sahaja Yoga is that it's always free. You own your spirit. No one can give you your spirit. And all this is just a way to maybe support you in finding the way to your spirit, or support you on your journey to inner peace. So with that said, I'm going to invite all of our presenters and musicians to turn on their cameras. And I think we have two more people. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, let's start with Wendy. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I live in Los Angeles. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here tonight. I love this meditation. It's true to my heart. I'm a survivor of childhood trauma. So one of the greatest joys is being able to hold workshops and help other people overcome those issues.
Beautiful. Poornima?
Hi, everyone. My name is Poornima. I'm calling in from the East Coast today, Boston, and I'll be guiding a little bit of meditation today. It's really such a pleasure also to be here with you all. Like Nepal, I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since I was a little kid, but it was really when I became a college student, actually, that I stopped taking it for granted and really realized what a profound impact it had on my life. So I'm thrilled to share it with you today.
Thank you. And Neil?
Hi everyone, my name is Neil, and I started Sahaja Yoga in 1997 in London, where I'm originally from. I currently live in the San Francisco Bay Area in California, and today I'll be playing this wonderful instrument called the bansuri. and should help you deepen your meditation and hopefully get into that state of thoughtless awareness. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, everybody. It was great to start us off tonight, and I'm going to hand off the program to Wendy.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second night of our West Coast program. We put this on at 8 o'clock at night so that it works well for our timing. And I can't tell you how many people are involved with this program and how excited we all are to welcome you to this thing that has really transformed our lives and brought us into more balance in our lives. I live in LA now, but I'm originally from Berkeley, California, and grew up in the 60s when we were very famous for being a town full of seekers. And the question is, what is a seeker? Well, a seeker is someone who's looking for connection, who's looking for this peace inside of themselves. And they're looking for how to get in touch with their true self, who they really are. And this meditation, and by the way, meditation is a state of awareness. So this is like a journey that we take into a place where we can actually be present in our lives and we can experience the moment that we're in fully. So we have this peaceful, blissful experience when we're in meditation. But we also, from Sahaja Yoga meditation, and yoga means connection. That connection that we have, it really improves our ability to relate to others. It improves our relationship with ourself. We get much more positive, our self-esteem raises, and we get a set of tools, real life tools that we can use throughout our day. So if we are a person who experiences anger, then we can learn to step back from that anger. We can learn to balance ourselves inside so that we don't get as angry and we don't react as much. If we have depression, or we're overly emotional, or we have anxiety, these are all things that work out, and they work out really well. And all I would say to you is I would really recommend that you give yourself a chance to really learn about this meditation, come to the programs. It takes a little bit of time to establish this peacefulness inside. It takes a little bit of time to change a lifetime of habits, of thinking a lot or of being very emotional, whatever our normal state is. So we're going to bring up a chart of the subtle system. I'm just going to go over what we're experiencing in Sahaja Yoga. On the left side of the slide is Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. She's the founder. And she taught us a great deal about this subtle system that you see on the right side of your screen. And what we experienced if we came on the first night was we experienced feeling this energy within us, this mothering, healing energy. And that's what's so wonderful about doing this meditation is it helps us heal inside and grow. And this, if you can look at the base of the spine, you see it's normally for most of us, it's sleeping in the base, tailbone in the base of our spine. And what happens is when we do a guided meditation where we express our desire, we want this energy. We desire so much to know the truth, and we desire so much to know who we are. So we express our desire for this energy to rise up inside of us. It comes up the central channel or through the spine, out the top of our head. And when our attention goes with this Kundalini above the top of the head, we can feel great peace, great joy inside our hearts. And this connection, when we talk about connection, we're talking about being in touch with our true self. And who is our true self? Well, in Sahaj, in this meditation, we call it the spirit. And the spirit is within us. It's within our heart. And when we do this meditation, the Kundalini helps connect us to our true self. And the beauty of it is that no matter what you've been through in life, no matter what difficulties you've had, no matter how many obstacles you may have right now, your spirit is always completely intact, unharmed, pure, and beautiful. It gives us joy. It gives us love. It gives us compassion. And it also gives us this ability to step back and start witnessing things that are going on in our lives so that we don't react as much to it. It gives us some peace from the thinking and the reacting and the hard feelings we have after we react. So now we're going to talk about our founder, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, and she gave us a gift. This meditation is a gift from her because in 1970, she really felt that what human beings needed, every human being needed to have the opportunity to awaken this Kundalini within us, this mothering, healing energy. And the Kundalini is a giant rope of energy. And oftentimes when we first start, only a few strands come up. But Shri Mataji felt like if just a few strands came up, we would be able to get in touch with and see our true self. And we would be able to master this subtle system within us that we had a diagram of. So we wouldn't need someone else to come to us and tell us what is true and what is not true. We could feel that within ourselves, in our subtle system. We could understand what is the truth. So she gave us this technique for getting this experience, and it's just the beginning. It's where we're starting. And it is such a joy to take a journey that takes us into mastering who we are inside and to being really connected to our true self. And I think one of the things that's wonderful about the people doing Sahaja Yoga and about Shri Mataji is just the amount of love that you feel from everyone and the amount of love that she's given all the seekers because of her great concern that we all should have this. This is our birthright. This should be free for us to do, and that we should support each other in that. So now we're going to have that experience. We're going to go through a really simple process. And if you've come already before, this class is going to unfold and you're going to learn many, many techniques. But tonight we're going to go and we're going to go through a guided meditation to help more of the strands of this Kundalini rise, and also for anyone who's new here tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to Poornima to give us the experience.
Thank you, Wendy, for that beautiful introduction. All right, so the moment has come for our meditation, and I'm going to invite you to get super comfortable. This is not the type of thing where you have to stand on your head. Just get into a comfortable position. I'm sitting on the floor because that's comfortable for me, but feel free to sit in a chair. If you're in a chair, I'd recommend taking your shoes off, maybe planting your feet firmly on the ground. The earth is really supportive to us as we meditate. And just do whatever you need to do. If you're wearing a belt buckle, you can loosen it a little bit. Get yourself nicely settled. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you what we'll do once we have our eyes closed, so that you don't have to keep opening them and closing them again. So we'll take a look at some slides that will show us where we'll be positioning our right hand. Left hand is going to stay open on our lap throughout this meditative process, which is called self-realization. And the right hand is going to be placed at different stations along the spine. So the first thing that I'll ask you to do is to place your right hand on your heart on the left side of your chest. And we'll do an affirmation there. And then we'll bring the hand down to the upper part of the abdomen, then to the lower part of the abdomen, then back to the upper part, the belly, back to the heart, and then to the left side of the neck, with the head turned a little bit to the side. Then the hand is going to come to our forehead, then to the back of our head, and then to the crown of our head, with the fingertips extended so that the center of the palm is pressing into the crown of the head. And then the very last thing is we will raise our hand a few inches above the crown of our head. And then we'll gently rest that hand back open on the lap, and we'll keep our attention there at the crown of our head. So I know we went through that quite quickly. Don't worry, I'll be guiding you through it. And if you need to open your eyes and take a peek, feel free to do that. I want to mention one more thing to you, which is I invite you to take this meditation almost like a scientific experiment. So we're testing this hypothesis that there is this energy inside of us that can bring us spontaneously into meditation, and that we are in fact the spirit, that we do have this spark, this eternal loving spark within us that is the essence of what we really are. So like a scientist, I invite you to keep an open mind and test it out for yourself. This is an experience that you can experience for yourself. All right? So let's get ourselves nice and comfortable. I'm going to take off my glasses. You can do the same if you wear glasses. And go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a nice deep breath and let it out slowly. Make sure that you're not holding any unnecessary tension in your body. If you've done this before, I invite you to still approach it with a kind of beginner's mind, a fresh start. And if this is your first time experiencing this, just keep that open mind, like a scientist. Keeping things light, it's important to be pleasantly placed towards ourselves, feeling kind towards ourselves as we try this out. So we can begin by placing our right hand on our heart, on the left side, and asking a question to this motherly energy that we all have within us, known as the Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, who am I? Am I the pure spirit? The spirit means the Atma, the divine eternal spark within us. And the hypothesis we're testing is that we're not this body, this mind, or these emotions, that who we really are is this spirit. So we're starting out by asking, Mother Kundalini, am I the pure spirit? Now we can bring that right hand down to our belly on the left side. The left channel within us is the channel of our desire, our pure desire for spiritual ascent. So here again, we can ask a question. Mother Kundalini, am I my own teacher? Am I my own guru? Just check that you're not tensing up or putting too much effort into these questions. We're just asking these things simply within ourselves. Like a child asks a question of its mother. Now we can lower that hand to the lower abdomen on the left, just above our left hip bone. And here we can make a request of this mothering energy within us. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge of myself. I want to know myself. Pure knowledge cannot be found in books. It's an innate knowledge. Just the way a seed has the knowledge of how to become a tree. That's what we're asking for. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge of myself. Now we can raise that hand to the upper part of the belly once again and affirm, Mother Kundalini, I am my own teacher. If you like, you can repeat this several times. This chakra, where we have our hand, is the one that has 10 petals, so you can actually repeat this 10 times within yourself if you like. I am my own teacher. Make sure you're still relaxed, you're not tensing up. We don't have to do anything. The Kundalini works it out. These affirmations are simply removing any inner obstacles we may have, but the Kundalini is the one that does the work. Just the way a mother does the work to take care of her child. Now we can raise our hand to our hearts once again, and with confidence we can affirm, Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. I'm not this body or this mind or these emotions. I am the pure spirit. Now we can raise our hand to the left side of our necks. where the neck meets the shoulder. If you need, you can turn your head a little bit so that this is more comfortable. Here we have to say with firmness, Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty for anything at all. I don't condemn myself for anything at all. Sometimes we put this weight on our shoulders that we're somehow not worthy, or that we're guilty about something, and therefore we won't allow ourselves to enjoy. So we have to firmly say, you can say it 16 times if you want, because this chakra has 16 petals. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty for anything at all. If I make mistakes, I correct them, but I'm not guilty. Nice. Then we can bring our hand to our forehead. And lean your head a little bit into your hand and say within, Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone, including myself. When we hold a grudge or don't forgive, we're just blocking our own spiritual ascent. And we're here today because we want that inner peace. We're seekers of that. So the forgiveness clears the way. Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone and everything, including myself. And then we can bring our hand to the back of our heads, leaning the head back into the hand a little bit. And just for our own peace of mind, we can say, Mother Kundalini, if I've made any mistakes against my spirit, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. This is just for our peace of mind. We don't need to become guilty. It's just to free our mind so that we can enter into meditation with nothing weighing us down. Now we can take that right hand, spread the fingertips wide, and place it at the crown of our head, pressing firmly. And we can actually massage our scalp in a clockwise direction. Here it's less about the wording, it's just from our heart, requesting what it is we want. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. Please awaken and bring me into the state of meditation or thoughtless awareness. Kundalini respects our free will, so we have to ask for what we want. If you've had this experience before, you can say, Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. Please deepen my experience of meditation. Then gently let your hand float a few inches above the crown of your head. You can try moving it a little closer or a little further away. You may feel a cool breeze emanating from your head. Sometimes you might feel some heat or tingling. It's all fine. And you can rest your hand open on your lap, and just to see, you can float your other hand a few inches above the crown of your head, noticing any sensations. Now we can keep both hands open in our laps and just let our attention rest in that space at the crown of our heads. See if we can just watch our thoughts until they go quiet. Hopefully, we've all been able to enter a space of silence within. If a few thoughts are still cropping up, we can gently push them aside, saying, "Not this, not now." And return our attention to the crown of our heads. In a moment, we are going to watch a speech of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who created the meditation that we just experienced, and all of the techniques that we'll learn about in the coming weeks. And her words are meant to deepen our state of meditation. So if you like, you can keep your hands open and relaxed on your lap. Gently allow your eyes to come open. But see if you can sustain this state of meditation with your attention here, the crown of your head, as we go ahead and watch Shri Mataji's speech.
I bow to all the seekers of absolute truth. At the very outset, I have to say that truth is truth. This absolute truth cannot be changed because it is absolute. It cannot be transformed. It cannot be explained because it cannot be described. Truth has to be experienced. It's an experience. In Sanskrit language, we have a word called Veda, comes from the word Vida. Vida means to know on your central nervous system. Like I can feel this. In the same way, you must know the truth on your fingertips. Bodha, also from where the word Buddha has come, is that enlightenment you have to feel it on your central nervous system. So this absolute truth is what it was and is and will be. But I would request you not to believe me, because this blind faith has caused so much trouble to us. All the people are fighting all over the world with this blind faith. They believe in this and they believe in that, they believe in that. This kind of faith is not going to help us. We have to feel it ourselves and experience it. Unless and until you experience, please don't have faith in me or in Sahaja. Very important it is to understand that this absolute truth is beyond your mind. We think no end of our mind. And all those who came from my country as well as from your own country to deceive you and make money out of you have used their mind very well. And your mind could not detect it. Even today they are there. So for you to see what is the truth, you must know that you cannot purchase it with money. This is very difficult to digest. Many people told me in America, Mother, you can never be successful, you cannot get people, because they just believe that the person who doesn't take money has no validity. My experience was so horrible. In Boston, they asked me in the television, how many Rolls Royces you have? I have none. I said, my husband has only one car. So you are not in the business? No. Then they said, we cannot. We are sorry. You have to be in the business. So all these mental acrobats that have been going on in this country, I've been hoping to come to Berkeley. That everybody told me that Berkeley is a place where there are people who are truly seeking the truth, and they are revolutionary. They do not accept anything that is just established. Imagine after so many years, 27 years, I am coming to Berkeley, where I was really very anxious to come. So now, the time has come that we have to know the truth. We have to know the absolute truth. I call it as a blossom time, because I find there are so many seekers of truth all over the world. And this time has come for these flowers to become the fruit. Very simple thing to understand, that this is done by a power within you, as explained to you. Whether you believe it or not, it is there. This power has to be awakened, that's all. A very simple thing, journey of 3 to 4 feet, that's all. But such a simple thing people don't want to accept. If you say eat this way, they'll say no, why not this and this way? Because of this mind. This mind is the one which has created real problems for us. I'm told some gentleman is making big money by telling that how to project this mind here and a project mind there. It's like a cocoon. In a cocoon, you dash here and dash there. You have to get out of it. When they said you are to be born again, clearly, that doesn't mean that you put a signboard here, born again. No. Born again means something has to happen to your consciousness, to your awareness. You have to be truthful about it. How can you be satisfied with something which is not the truth? So what is the truth? Truth, if you understand, is not this body, this mind. These emotions, these thoughts, and this ego, but it is that you are the pure spirit.
So let's try to stay in this state of meditation for about a minute. Let's see if we can experience that silence in between the thoughts, and try just to settle our attention at the top of the head. And let's just be in this state of meditation.
Well, that was absolutely beautiful. Neil, thank you for sharing that with us. We're going to end our session tonight by showing you how we begin and end each meditation with a simple, some simple motions. And we call it raising the Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan. So I'm going to show that to you. So you're going to have your hand here at the base of your spine, and you're going to rotate your hands around each other up above the top of the head and tie more strands of your Kundalini up and tie one knot. We're going to do this 3 times. The second time we're going to tie 2 knots. And the third time we can be sure to put our head back, tilt our head back a little bit as we tie 3 knots above the top of our head. At first this may feel a little bit mechanical, but eventually it's really exciting because you feel the energy moving inside of you, which is very cool. So then we're going to put our hand here down near the hip, and we're going to make a rainbow shape along the side, down the other side, and back. And we're going to do this 7 times, so that's 1. We can keep our attention on our hand as we do it. We may be able to feel some cool vibrations being drawn around us as a protection. And then when we finish giving the bandhan, we can just sit for a moment and see, how do I feel? How am I feeling inside? Do I feel different from when I first started meditating? Well, this is the end of our lovely session. We're going to go back to Nepal, who has a few announcements, and then we'll have a brief question and answer session with the presenters following that.
Okay. I hope you all had a wonderful experience tonight. And thank you again to all the presenters and musicians for your time and for giving us a wonderful hour-long meditation. Okay, perfect. It's a slide up on the screen now. What we're going to talk about now is just a few resources for you and moving forward. So please, we invite you to join the WhatsApp group that we have and share with whoever might need it, your friends, your family. We send daily messages on there, course reminders. And to join this WhatsApp group, there's a link in the Zoom chat. So you can just press that link, join it. That link will also, like in that WhatsApp group, you'll also find out when there's future programs happening, how to watch past programs, and so forth, handouts and all. Next up, we also have our website, where if you go, you can find a recording of all past sessions, the recording of this session if you want to watch it again, and also links for all future programs. Right here, you also have, if you're looking at the screen, you'll see that under each session, there's also handouts that you can save to your computer. So this, for example, right here shows you how to do the raising of the Kundalini and giving yourself a bandhan, and also the few simple steps for meditation. So you can find all these handouts on the website. And like I said, on the WhatsApp group, if you join that, you'll find lots of information being sent out constantly. With that, I also want to encourage you, like I said, I think 2-3 times already, to spread this meditation to your friends and family, because the most special moment is when you do it with someone you love. When you share this with someone you love and you're sitting down meditating with them and you're having a moment of peacefulness that deepens your relationship, and it kind of brings this new aspect to your friendships and everything beyond. It kind of adds this level of depth that I'm sure you'll all enjoy. And now we're going to open up our Q&A session. So I'm going to invite all the presenters back to open their cameras. And please feel free to send your messages directly to me on the messaging thing on Zoom, or just type them for everybody to see. And there are also some people here ready to answer your questions. So, and let me see what we have here. And you can just send them directly to me on Zoom. Okay, our first question is, when is the best time to meditate? Um, Neil, do you want to answer this question for us?
Sure. I would say the best time, at least in the beginning, is just when you wake up. You just wake up, you brush your teeth, you freshen up, and I guess you could have breakfast, or it's probably better before breakfast, just to sit down. That's probably the most opportune time to have a silent moment anyway. Sit down and meditate. As Wendy showed, you just raise your Kundalini, give yourself a bandhan, and then you sit with your palms open for around 10 minutes or so. I would just say just allocate at least 10 minutes and meditate. And then when you're done, do the same thing, raise your Kundalini, give yourself a bandhan. And yeah, that would be the best time in the morning. And then in the evening, just before you go to bed, that's also another time. So we recommend at least twice a day if you can. So once in the morning, once in the evening.
Perfect. Thank you, Neil. And so our next question here is, have you experienced this energy flowing on the first attempt? Does anyone want to take this question? Poornima?
Sure. Have I experienced this energy flowing on the first attempt? It's hard to say because I grew up meditating. Wendy knows she knew me when I was like 2 years old. It's like, I don't know, is it working? Toddler. Uh, I would suggest being patient with yourself as you're experimenting with this. The manifestation of the energy flowing can be different things. So some people on the first attempt, they'll feel a cool breeze emanating from the crown of your head, or you may feel it on one or both of your hands. And that is the energy of the Kundalini. It manifests as a cool breeze. But some people will feel some heat initially, or some tingling, because the Kundalini is pushing out some of the obstacles that might be in our chakras, things that build up over a lifetime, physical difficulties, emotional difficulties, whatever's there. It's like a stream that's kind of washing out all the little leaves and twigs that are in the way. But it's also possible you won't feel any physical sensation for a while, which is totally normal. I know my mom, who started meditating long before I was born, she didn't feel anything on her hands for at least 6 months. But what she did feel inside was that state of thoughtless awareness where the mind quiets down. And sometimes it may not be that your thoughts completely go, but they'll slow down enough that you can notice the space between them. And even if you're in that space of quiet for a split second, it's so beneficial for your whole being. And what you may notice is if you try what Neil suggested, that you meditate in the morning, even for 5 minutes, then you'll start to notice throughout the rest of the day, when you're not even trying to, your Kundalini will come up and you'll just be in silence. Like at this work meeting or at these different things, it'll start to blossom. That's my long answer to that. keep
Thank you,
it going.
Poornima. And there are actually a few questions along this line. So I'm going to say a quick 2 cents on this as well, because this is like any muscle that you work out in the gym or you work out by walking every day. The more you do it, the more strength it gets and the more used to it you feel. And so this is like anything in normal life. And after a certain point, for example, like Poornima said, she's been doing this for a long time. After a certain point, it becomes like doing something that you've worked out. It's like a flip of a switch. If you're having this crazy moment of lots of thoughts in your mind, you can just flip a switch and it just goes blank. It might go blank for 30 seconds. It might go blank for 1 minute. It might go blank for the whole day. But that flip of the switch is what you're practicing. It's what you're working towards. And it's a really incredible feeling once you've gone towards that and you start feeling its presence in your daily life. And it helps with everything from, for example, I work in the film industry. It helps with staying calm in client meetings. It helps with staying calm when pitching or worrying about my life and my future. Just all these things it just helps with. And I encourage you to try this every day, like Neil said, in the morning, even for 5 minutes. Okay, next question. Where are we? What else are we going to learn in this course? Wendy, do you want to go for it?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a starting point, right? We're just beginning. And within us, there's an amazing system of energy centers and channels of energy within us. We have an emotional channel, we have a thoughtful, active channel, and we have the central channel, which is where we experience the Kundalini and we experience being in the present moment. So we're going to learn a lot of tools for how to bring ourselves into balance, how to be able to watch our reactions and step back, how to clear the energy centers, and more than anything, just how to have, a lot of joy in our hearts and just, allow ourselves to have this meditation and this peace. And if you experience that tonight, feeling the peace is so much more important than feeling some cool breeze or hot breeze on out of your head or anything. We're here for that experience in our hearts.
Beautiful. Thank you, Wendy. I'm seeing a lot of messages coming in, so I'm just scrolling through them, picking them at them in random order. And if you have any, I see some requests to send something to like a personal phone number or things like that. I would just say to make sure your message doesn't get lost, join the WhatsApp group so that you do get whatever future information might be coming out. Okay. Is the thought of thoughtlessness considered a thought? I think this is a very interesting question. I'll go for it. I think it's an interesting question because a lot of times when you find that moment of blankness, you will think, "Am I thinking?" Like that will come to you naturally. And I think you just gotta let that pass because then you'll enter the true blank state, where you really are aware of everything going on around you. I just thought it's an interesting way to word your question. So bravo to you. How do I know it's working? Neil or anyone, if you want to take this question.
Yeah, how you know it's working? I think first you may feel the vibrations on your hands. So you may feel, if you don't feel the cool breeze or you don't feel warmness, then you might feel some tingling sensations in your fingertips. So that's how you know. That's an indication that this Mother Kundalini that we were talking to when we were doing the meditation, that energy has awakened and activated within us. And the other indication is, as Nepal was saying, this is something which you have to do on a continual basis, just like any exercise. So the more you do this, then the more it will take effect in our lives and the more we will feel it. And we will find that we just become a lot more calmer in life. The way we communicate with others is a lot more pleasant. People find us a lot more pleasant. So overall, things just become a lot more positive in life. And we didn't really do anything about it. It's just that it's just happening. So also another thing is that we just feel peaceful inside. We don't react. We don't have many negative thoughts anymore. Our thoughts become positive. So these are things that will show you that it's working out.
Thank you, Neil. I see a question here that I can answer pretty easily because I've dealt with this in the past. How to avoid dozing off during meditation sessions? Um, I think this is an interesting point, especially in today's day and age where our brain is so used to just instant stimulus nonstop. We're always getting these serotonin hits from our phone or from our daily life, or just looking for validation and just something to tell us, okay, there's something happening right now. And then once we're trying to get you to a state of nothingness, then your body kind of just like shuts down, right? Maybe it's confusing it with sleep. Who knows? In that moment, I often think that maybe I'm falling asleep because I really need this right now, and some negative energy in the world is not letting me do this right now. And so with that, I kind of like I also am a pretty, competitive person, so I fight against the sleep if that ever comes my way, because that kind of tells me that I probably need this a lot right now. If I'm dozing off during the moment where I need to be peaceful, that means I probably need to fight to be peaceful a little more.
Can I
Um,
can I weigh in for a second here?
yes.
So one thing that's helpful, it probably means that you're a little bit on the emotional side, a little bit on the um, in the dwelling in the past. And what you can do, I recommend for people who keep falling asleep during meditation is go out and get some exercise before you know you're going to sit down and meditate. 15-minute walk will help. And make sure the lights are on pretty bright in your room because light activates you and will keep you awake for the meditation.
You also
Amazing.
have the option to meditate with your eyes open. I just wanted to mention this because initially, especially for this initial experience that we did today, it is good to close your eyes because it keeps your attention from bouncing to different things. Like Nepal was saying, we're used to a lot of stimulation. But if you find you keep falling asleep, what happens is the Kundalini tries to balance you. So as Wendy was saying, if we're more exhausted on our left channel, which is the channel of the past, of the emotion, we may kind of keep tipping over into that. Others of us may sort of tip over into being in overdrive, depending on our tendencies. So the Kundalini will try and balance that. And if you haven't gotten enough sleep, it might, you might tip in that direction. So if you find that, like she was saying, you can try some exercise, try light, and also try meditating with your eyes open. You can even have a candle like I have here and look towards that candle flame. And then when you feel balanced, then you can try closing your eyes again.
Thank you. And I think this is a great final question to end our program on is how has meditating improved your life? If maybe we can all just say one or two sentences, very simply, I can start this off. Um, meditation, actually pretty much said this before a little bit, it was something that I didn't really appreciate until I was older. And once I did start appreciating it and applying it to my life, um, it was almost a tool that I felt like I had in my back pocket as my saving grace in any moment of life. When I wake up, if I'm waking up stressed about everything there is to do that day, I meditate for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, everything just falls into place, step by step. I know what I have to do one step after the other. If I'm in a project and I have a deadline tomorrow and nothing is the way it's supposed to be, I just meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever I need, and then all of a sudden, that project is done. I know it sounds simple, but it really does feel that way once it's happening. You kind of enter this flow state, and it makes you want to live life more and more in that flow state. All right, Wendy.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things it's hard to say just one, but for me, when I first came into meditating, what was so amazing for me is I'm a person with very strong feelings and very strong mental activity. And my mind and my heart were never at peace. There was always some kind of war going on. And after I started meditating, I just was at peace inside. My heart was in charge. I realized my brain was too tricky, and I just led from my heart. And when you lead from your heart, uh, you get a balance in your mental activity too. And so for that, I came to being at peace within myself, and it convinced me. I was like, oh my God, and it was pretty quick. Like it was like all of a sudden, I wasn't warring with myself anymore.
Thank you. Poornima?
Yeah, and this is a really profound question. I would say one of the biggest gifts of meditation is delight and joy. It's something that bubbles up in many situations in life, even a lot of adversity. It creates this part of you that's always watching and observing. And even if dramatic things are happening to you, there's a part of you that's like the audience gasping, like, wow, rather than being tossed in the waves of your day to day life. So everything can be, an opportunity to return to that joy and that sense of delight. And it's also really fun to share that, to go into your workplace and into your family and be standing on that center, that stability that the meditation gives you, and then start to exude that and like invite people into this joyful state with you just by being that way around them. So many, many joyful things.
Thank you. And finally, Neil.
Yeah, I think for me, I was just thinking back to how things were before I started meditating. And I think the main thing is that everything just becomes a lot more positive in life. So I think, like, I mean, if you, people tend to, like they tend to sway one way or the other. Like they maybe tend to think a bit negatively about things, or they may tend to think about things a bit more positively. And like this kind of made me like a lot more. I used to be more of a negative side, and it just gradually just put me into a more positive direction. And my life just became a lot more positive. The way that I were communicating with people, the way that I just became more open-hearted. I wanted to, be more positive towards other people. So I think in general, just things become a lot more positive. Your life, your whole outlook on life becomes a lot more positive, and it becomes a lot more joyful. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful words from everybody. And with that, am I good to call it the end of the program? Yes? Okay. Okay. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. The next program, I believe, is yes, perfect. On Friday, it's number 20th. And the theme will be inner peace and balance. So feel free to join us again on Friday. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful sleep. And yeah, okay. Have a great night. Bye-bye.